Okay, let's do it. Ew. I don't know how this lip gloss is going to look in the video, so I'm sorry if I look like Miranda Sings. It was not my intention, but like, I just wanted to try on some lip gloss for the sake of the aestheticness of the video, so yeah. I don't wear makeup that much. Honestly, I rarely do now. I don't like to put stuff on my face. That's ugh. But I wanted to see how this looked, so this is just like a trial thing, so don't get used to it. I don't know if this is gonna look really weird. I honestly don't know. Okay, I honestly don't know how to start. I'm wearing one of the sweaters that I bought recently. I'm rambling a lot, I'm sorry. Alright, hey guys, it's me, 1239 here, and I'm here to give you guys my Anne with an E Season 3 wish list. Now, a year ago, more than a year ago, I made a Season 2 wish list, and that was probably one of the first videos I ever made related to Anne with an E, so it's kind of come full circle because we're on Season 3 now, and so I'm really excited to film this video. I don't know if I'm gonna make any more of these wish list videos for Season 3, but if I have any more ideas, then I obviously will. I'm trying to do this before they start filming, so that's why this is coming out right now. They're gonna start filming in March, if you guys didn't know, which is really exciting. So once they start filming, I'm probably gonna start making prediction videos then. No longer wishlist videos, so just to like let you guys know of the, I guess, scheduling of these videos. I haven't I'm standing, what am I saying? I haven't like done a video where I talk about purely Anne in a while, I think, like in a really long time, so I'm really excited to do this. Let's go. I also still have the review videos for Season 2, and maybe I'm thinking of doing Season 1 as well. Those will possibly be coming out in December, like I would say after my exams, which is like close to Christmas, so yeah, y'all will be receiving those, and I hope you guys like them. Let's get on with the video now. So I have my phone right here, and I wrote down some notes. Number 1, Jerry going to school. So I said this in the Season 2 wish list. That didn't come true, but they did have Anne teach Jerry how to read. They didn't really go anywhere with that, to be honest, because like after I think the 3rd episode, or maybe the 6th episode if you count the part where he gives her a, you know, card, but like her name was spelled wrong. So like after that it's just like nothing really goes on with the school thing or the learning to read thing, so I would like to see him go to school. I still would like to see him go to school. I know some people probably don't, but that's my opinion. I know people think that he will get bullied, but in my opinion, in order for him to get a proper education, he needs to go through that and deal with that the way Anne did. I know Anne kind of low-key wanted to run away from her problems and stuff and not face school, but she ended up learning to face her problems and confront school, and I think Jerry also deserves to do that. And I think with the help of Anne and Diana and, you know, some of the girls like Ruby, you know, he will be able to do that quicker. And I know Cole, I'm like sort of going in depth with this, Cole didn't, like he tried to, but then he ended up running away. Kind of, so I don't know. That's also in my list, but I just want to see Jerry go to school. Okay, he needs an education and he wants it. It's not just he needs it, but he also like wants to go to school, so I feel like he needs to go. Like he would be missing out so much in school. Like all the tea is there, okay? Just saying. I'm so passionate about this, I'm sorry. Number 2, so this is kind of a mouthful, but more Sherbert banter plus awkward moments, and awkward moments including awkward babysitting moments. Now I'm gonna explain what that means. First of all, let's break it down. Let's break down the equation. More Sherbert banter. So what I mean by that is not just Anne and Gilbert yelling at each other for no reason, okay? Oof, okay. Not just like out of the blue yelling at each other like, no. And there's a specific moment that I'm talking about. It's in episode 9 of Season 2. But I mean the type of banter, mostly school banter, I feel like competition-wise, because I think that's cute, and I think we didn't really get to see a lot of that, especially with Gilbert having to, you know, leave. We missed out on a lot of that. And when we come back for Season 3, I feel like there will be that. Hopefully we get to see it though, because we're gonna skip a year and a half, I think. In between that, we won't get to see what happens happens then. But like when we come back, I hope that's like a regular thing that they're still doing. And then not just school banter, but just like banter that they have with each other outside of school, I guess. Is that a thing? I hope it's a thing. I think that would be cool. You know, that would be kind of cute. Anyway, awkward moments. So there's a lot of awkward moments between Anne and Gilbert, and one of my favorite moments between them, I've said this before, is the terrible wife scene, which I deem as the most awkwardest, I think that's the word, awkwardest? I don't know. Awkwardest moment between any ship possible, because like Anne is literally saying that she would make a terrible wife to Gilbert. So, you know? So yeah, I think that that's a perfect example of what I mean by awkward moment. But also, I would like to see I can't talk. I would like to see a babysitting moment, and like by babysitting I mean if Mary and Bash have kids, then they would be in charge of taking care of them. I don't know how like controversial that opinion is. I don't know why, but because of the fact that Anne doesn't necessarily like taking care of kids because she had to do that her entire life, and then if she were to take care of Mash okay, yeah, Mary and Bash's kids, then she would probably have those PTSD flashbacks, and I feel like Gilbert would kind of console her in a way. I know that sounds really dramatic, but I would like to see Gilbert console Anne, because there isn't any moment where someone takes Anne aside and addresses the fact that she has PTSD flashbacks. Like, no one ever really notices, I feel, and she kind of pushes those thoughts away after she has them. So I feel like Gilbert doing that would kind of bring their friendship, or whatever the heck they have, their love-hate relationship, closer, because he is a doctor, or he wants to be a doctor. I don't know, I kind of have that whole justification for wanting that. And like, if they do have kids, if Mary and Bash do have kids, I think it would be inevitable for Gilbert to take care of them, and like who better to help him than Anne, because she knows what to do. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Am I completely crazy for thinking that that would be a thing? That that would be something that would be good? I don't know. Or would that just lead to more unnecessary drama? I don't know. I've been talking for a long time. I'm sorry. This is probably gonna be a really long video. I'm really hyper right now. I don't know why. Alright, number 3. Teddy Bear Phillips. I put Teddy Phillips. If you guys don't know what Teddy means, I think that's supposed to be his real name. Like, his first name is Theodore, but then like we also call him Teddy Phillips. And then also the teddy bear thing is related to pedophilia. The fact that he's a pedo, we call him Teddy Bear Phillips. Okay, making an appearance. So like, I didn't expect to ever say that. Ever. Before season 2 came out, I just thought of him as like, ooh, like the worst person in the show, just because obviously he's extremely prejudiced and just, you know, the whole package of being a complete bad person. I'm not gonna say the word, but now that I've thought about it, I think it would be kind of, I don't know, interesting to see him back and have some sort of redemption. I think that would be cool. I don't know. We kind of see him in a different way in season 2. Like, he is gay, but he doesn't want to show it. Like, he's kind of pushing back those feelings, I guess. And so if we were to see him back, then it would be cool to see him explore that as an adult, to see him deal with that. I don't know, like, what do you guys think? Would you guys like to see him back, or do you guys think he should just stay in Toronto? He goes to Toronto, right? Yeah. Let me know. Number 4, Cole coming back to Avonlea. I was really sad when Cole left. I was like crying later, I think. Or like, I had a really sad dream about this. I just remember being so sad when Cole left. I mean, the fact that he just leaves, and then like, what happened to his parents? Like, didn't they worry that he was gone forever? Isn't that low-key kidnapping? Like, what happened to that? I would like to see where that went, you know? And then also to have him back, because obviously Corey needs to come back on the show, and I think he is. He's not confirmed, but he probably most likely is going to be in the show again. Same with Anne. I would like to see him confront these issues, because I don't think he dealt with it the right way when he got into a fight with Billy. I don't know. I think being himself and not being apologetic about that, but also just, you know, thriving in school will have to make people accept the way he is, and that kind of ties into the Billy redemption. Did I mention that? I'm not sure. I guess that would be kind of something that I would like to see, not to really see Billy as a bully anymore, because I get really irritated with characters like him. So yeah, I guess that also ties into that. I hope that was a good explanation as to why I want Cole back, but yeah. Number 5, Bash and Mary, also known as Mash, having kids. Mashed potatoes. Some people will get that joke. Bash and Mary having kids. I think that would be kind of cute. And also to see Mary's kid, I don't remember his name, but she has an adult child. What's his name? I don't remember his name, but like, is it Elijah? If it is Elijah, then I got it right. If it's not, then blah, ignore that. Yeah, I would like to see them having kids because that's probably something that's gonna happen. The fact that he wanted kids and he said he wants to have kids, I think in episode 4, once Gilbert delivered that baby, I think that would be kind of a lovely thing to see, like something come full circle for him. You know, it would be just so cute. Most likely gonna happen, and I'm like really excited for that. Number 6, Queen's Academy storyline, and I put like a question mark at the end of that because I haven't read the books. I feel like I have to make a confession, even though like you guys probably already knew that. I haven't read the books. I'm on chapter 9 still of the first book. That's only because I still have a lot to do of reading in university, so like I'm probably gonna finish that next month, meaning December, which it's already December by the time you guys are watching this, but you know what I mean. The Queen's Academy storyline, I'm not really sure how that goes exactly, but a lot of people do want to see that. I think that should happen just because it's a very important part in the books, and for them to not address it at all, and like what else are they gonna do with Anne, you know, because she's supposed to go to college and then become a teacher, so I think that should be a really main priority in this show. Even though the show isn't going to necessarily cover all of the things that happen in the books, but I think that one they should definitely do because it's gonna get a lot of people mad if they don't. Okay, I have to read the books. That's just the end of this, okay? Number 7, true boat scene. Oof, the true boat scene. The boat scene that didn't happen in season 2, but we thought it was gonna happen, but it didn't. A little salty about this, but a lot of people are not happy at the fact that they didn't do a boat scene, a real boat scene. They did they did the Lily Maid scene, but they didn't completely execute the boat scene, which is what a lot of people want. Not a lot of people really care about the fact that they reenact the Lily Maid scene. People really wanted to see Sherbert interact in the boat scene, but that didn't happen, so people are upset. And a little bit disappointed, obviously, because we've been waiting for that and that didn't happen. In a way, I can kind of understand why they decided not to do that, and I can see how they could, I guess, do it later on, because they cut off the part where Anne goes into the lake, so I guess I can see how they could put that in there in like a later season. It would kind of redeem them for not actually doing it. And also, I have to say this a million times, but because I haven't read the books, I don't know exactly how the boat scene, like what it does to the relationship of Anne and Gilbert. So is that supposed to be when they start becoming friends? All I know is based off of the 80s version, that's how it kind of works. So if they were to do that, then it's kind of like a truce thing in a way. If this is completely incorrect, then I'm sorry, but this is just the way I see it. They'll have to put that in there if they're going to, at a time where Anne and Gilbert start to become friends, not necessarily enemies slash frenemies, yes. There's also another like problem with the fact that they did a truce at the end of season 1, when a lot of people, including myself, think that it was too early for them to do a truce, because what are they now? It's not slow burn anymore. Let's move on. Number 8, more character development from characters we haven't really had character development from. I think for me, one of the people that I want to see more of that we didn't get to see in season 2 is Josie, because even though I don't like Josie, but the fact that they added that, you know, that scene where Josie is like doing her hair or something and her mom is like saying that she can't have something with her hair. It was a scene with her mom and herself with her hair, and then there's like pictures of like these women with their different hairstyles and stuff, and so I think her mom is trying to make her into a version of those women that for Josie is kind of unattainable because she's not them, if you know what I mean. I don't know if that made sense. So they didn't really do anything with that in season 2, so I would definitely like to see them go more into depth with Josie as a character and why she is the way she is. And I think a great example of that, I'm going to plug in someone's fanfic, and y'all should probably know what fanfic that is, and that's Hannah's A Winter's Ball. That fanfic, not to spoil anything, I guess. Is this a spoiler? I don't know, but like there's a section towards the end of the fanfic where Josie kind of reveals why she is the way she is. I think that was a really great way to explain Josie as a character and why she feels like she needs to be mean to Anne, especially all of the time. I would kind of like to see something like that happen in season 3, because I feel like in season 2 they didn't really have that many Josie scenes. They didn't really do much with Josie except for that scene. It's a foreshadowing scene, I think, if they end up doing something with her in season 3. Oof. And then Billy Billy, a lot of people want the redemption arc from Billy in season 3 just because at the end of season 2 when he doesn't kill the fox is a great way to start that off. It's a springboard to what can happen, but it's not enough according to some people, and I kind of have to agree with that because just because he doesn't kill the fox doesn't mean he's completely redeemed, because he still has done a lot of damage to everyone else, including Anne and Cole. And then I would also like to see more from Ruby and kind of her side of things. Ruby is kind of a character that is supposed to be relatable, but we don't really see why she wants to have so many bows and stuff. I think she has a lot of insecurities, and I think she could be relatable in that way as well. I think there's a lot of potential with her. Bash as well, like I mean, Bash, I want to see more of him. Yeah, y'all already know that. Gilbert, yeah, I think dealing with the fact that his father passed away in season 1, I think in season 2 they did a pretty good job at showing his struggle, especially at the end of season 2. But I'd like to see more of that and just more of him because he's Gilbert, of course. More of him in school as well. That would be nice. Cole is kind of repetitive, but obviously I want to see Cole in season 3 because I want to see him come back to Avonlea. And then lastly, this is, I guess, something maybe you guys didn't expect. I don't know. I didn't really expect this until I was editing my episode 10 reaction of season 2, but Mary. More development from Mary. We didn't really get to see that much from her in those 3 episodes I think that she was in, but one of the things that really stood out to me for her as a character was when she said that she had her son out of wedlock, which is basically when you're not married and you have a kid. And then she also said she did it without a choice. So like, was she raped? That's like the first thing I thought of, like, was she raped? I think it would be interesting for her to talk more about that, you know, because that's not something that's easy to deal with. It's a very traumatic experience. I think that would just be a great thing to address in season 3. Number 9, Roy Gardner. I wasn't gonna put this in, but then my friend Amelia, you guys have seen her on my channel before, she taught me about the Anne musicals. She also went to the Anne premiere and we, you know, vlogged each other there. So she DM'd me and told me about what her thoughts are on Roy Gardner and how she would like to see him appear in the show and stuff. I'm gonna read what she said because I think she said it best. And I think I have to agree with what she said here. These are her thoughts, not taking credit. I want Roy because I actually like and stand by Roy as a character. People always say that he stopped Sherbert from happening sooner and that he delayed Sherbert, but he so didn't. Gilbert had already proposed to Anne and she had already turned him down. They were done and had been resigned to being just friends until Roy freaking Gardner showed up. It was only while dating Roy that Anne realized she actually liked Gilly Boy Blythe. Roy Boy. I just realized she said that. Roy Boy wasn't a Sherbert roadblock, he was a catalyst. Also, he's a pretty interesting character. He was designed to be everything Anne's ever wanted in a man and be like the perfect boyfriend. And it was established earlier that no one besides Anne really saw that as a viable option with her whole short story thing. Basically, she had a girl who had 2 guys. One was a perfect man, as would later be represented by Roy, and the other was not. Gilbert in this scenario. Anne had the heroine end up with Roy, but Diana and a bunch of other people said that she should have ended up with the Gilly stand-in. She didn't believe them, but at the end she realizes that they are right and that she should be with Gilbert. That's her whole arc. That's how they get together, and Roy is essential to that arc. Plus, I absolutely love how melodramatic and over the top Roy is. After Anne doesn't accept his proposal, he tells her, I'm paraphrasing, I can never love anyone ever again. You've broken my heart and I shall never recover. Mood. And Anna's freaking out, but then his sister's like, don't even worry about it. He's had like 5 girlfriends and he said the exact same thing each time and he's never been sad for more than a week. He's fine, which I personally find hilarious. Same. And then she said, oh, I have another point. If Roy hadn't stepped in, Anne and Gilbert would have ended up like John and Marilla, once in love but now estranged. Roy is the thing that brought them together in the end, but everyone keeps sleeping on him, and I thought she said something else. No, I like him and want to see him included. He's not the villain. He's the whole reason Anne and Gilbert are even together. I think she brought up a very good point in that for season 3. I think it's kind of early to bring him on, even though I don't know how he's brought in the books, but I think he's supposed to be Anne's classmate at some point, but I don't think it's this early on. I don't know how old she is when she meets him, but I think if they were to introduce him in season 3, then they should probably have this, I don't know, implications that something's going to happen with them. So yeah, that's my opinion about all of that. Also, Amelia has a YouTube channel. I'll link it below if you guys want to check it out. And she also has an Instagram. You guys should follow her. And Shirley Was My Childhood. Go check it out. Thank you so much, Amelia, for that. Very, very insightful opinion because it kind of did change my mind about Roy. I've heard about Roy. I've kind of read about him, but I didn't like him at first. Now I kind of see how he works as a catalyst in their relationship, so yeah. What are you guys' thoughts about that as well? Let me know. It's been a long video. Y'all are coming close to the end of my thoughts. Number 10, ball scene, even though it's not in the book. So apparently, according to my friend Fly, hi Fly, the ball scene in the 80s version is not something that happens in the books. They've had a couple of ball scenes, I think, but it's not the way that they made it in the 80s version. So the fact that we've been demanding a ball scene is kind of hilarious to me. You know, we thought it was going to happen in season 2 because of the whole soiree, is that what it's called? That party that Aunt Josephine threw. I especially thought that Gilbert was gonna be there and he wasn't, but it'd be kind of nice to see them throw a ball and see where that leads to. I think that would be kind of cute, you know? Okay. Alright, I think those are all my opinions, but I do want to mention some of other people's thoughts because I did ask you guys on Instagram to send in what your wish list thoughts are. I'm just gonna read those out. Y'all went off, y'all were salty, and y'all were really funny as well. Some of them are hilarious, so let's do this. A Sherbert hug? I used to want a Sherbert hug as well. The only way that I would like be okay, I guess, with the Sherbert hug in season 3 is if it was an awkward hug or kind of accidental or kind of where they have to do it forcefully because it's awkward. That's an awkward moment, and I do want awkward moments in the show, or at least more of them. And with her hair down. I think that's supposed to happen. I mean, no, I'm not saying it's gonna happen. What I'm saying is at some point she's gonna have her hair down, so that's definitely going to happen. I don't know if it's in season 3 though. A Winter's Ball and Gilbert being a little jelly. Same. Jelly Gilly. Cole getting someone to love him. Yes. And most of these are actually Jerry going to school, just so you guys know. No wigs, characters who actually act like themselves, a boat scene. I get that. For Billy Pal number 1 and number 2 to get names. Honestly, they gotta get on that. That's like the main thing. I should have just put that in as my first wishlist idea. And dealing with the problems of adult life. Fair enough. I think she will have to if they have more seasons. Gilbert gets to be a child. I thought it said Gilbert gets a child. I was like, what? But it says Gilbert gets to be a child, and I agree. An Anne and Diana friendship. Yep. Anne's imagination. Oh yes, for more of those, you know, aesthetic and scenes. For Matthew not wait, I didn't say anything about Matthew not dying. Oh my god, how did I forget? I literally forgot about this. I agree with that. I know he has to die. I'm not in denial about that. He's going to die. I definitely know that he has to die at some point, but I think season 3 is still too early. I think it would be really tragic for him to die this soon. And then people would be really sad. And like, no. Do not have sad viewers, please. I think maybe season 4 or 5 he should perish, but like not in season 3. It's really early, and like what will happen afterward, you know? There's not much to happen if they want to stick to only the first book. Isn't he supposed to die at the end of the first book? At least in the 80s version he dies at the end of the movie. I think they should do the same thing. And also about Ruby. Ruby dies in the books, which is really sad. I don't think she's gonna die in season 3. That would be horrible. I don't really think they're planning on that. They haven't really hinted at it at all. I don't know. I'm not Moira. I'm not any of the writers. I just think that they don't want to kill off Ruby. I don't want to kill off Ruby. Okay. Anne goes to Queens. Yes. Fox Anna to get married. Yeah. Blooper reel. Oh my god. Come on, can we have bloopers, please? I need them. They name Kyle's character Eugene. Eugene, yes, please. I don't know why Eugene, but I love Eugene already. He kind of does look like a Eugene. Diana to find love, yes. I think Fred or Charlie, in my opinion. Wood, I'm extremely deprived. Same. But Selma, I do give you wood at the that sounds so wrong. I do give you wood at the end of all of my videos, so how could you be deprived? I really gotta stop. And then lastly, I'm gonna read out one more. The guy for Ruby. I wonder who would be that guy. I think that's the end of this video. I had a lot of fun filming. I don't know how fun I'm gonna have while editing this, but we'll see. I don't know how active I'm gonna be on my YouTube channel until I finish my exams for the semester, so in case you only see like 1 or 2 videos a week until like mid-December, then you know why. I didn't fall off or I didn't quit. I'm just trying to finish school. I'm trying to be a responsible student. So if you guys like this video, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Do you guys have any more wish list ideas that I haven't brought up? I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for always watching. Mwah. Follow me on all my social media accounts. They should be appearing on the screen right now. If you guys want to watch any of my saved lives from Instagram, a link to that will be below, and also a playlist to all my Anne videos if you guys want to check those out. And I'll see you guys soon. Sorry, I forgot knock on wood for Selma. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Mwah.
First thing we climb a tree, and maybe then we talk. listen to our thoughts. The